Stretches, dude. You need to do stretches, warm up. Before anything strenuous, Phil, you need to warm up. Oh, especially at our age. Tell you, it's bad. Could put a groin
Hello, viewer. How are you doing? Welcome to Full Record Jacket with Phil and Ben. Oh, yes. It's the unscripted, unplugged, and generally unplanned music discussion show that contains absolutely zero music whatsoever because we're scared of getting a copyright strike.
Yeah.
So,
well, I've had one or two, haven't I, when I've, I like to test the water, Phil. You know me, I like to live life dangerously. I'm a dangerous guy.
Yeah.
I'm the guy the mafia comes to when they need something dangerous doing.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of level of danger I'm at.
Do you know what happens when
I
you get
once took a sip from a cup of tea fresh out the kettle.
Really?
Yeah. And that's the kind of... I once ate cheese straight from the block. Didn't even slice it. Dangerous.
So, are we going to do your vinyl or my CDs? What are we going to
do? Well, it's up to you. It's up to you what you want to do. I mean, we could go one at a time. It's entirely up to you.
Let's go one at a time. We'll start with you.
Can I just ask one question, though? Have you bought the new Taylor Swift album?
Well, we were going to get onto that.
We'll get on to that in a bit then. So who's going first, me or you? Flip a coin?
You, because you've got 8. You said you had 8 records, so
I have got
more.
8 records,
so
right?
You can start.
I'll go through these in order because I had a little bit of a splurge. And the first one up, I've heard of this band, but don't think I've ever listened to them. But this is their album from 2022. It apparently marked a significant return for the British rock band after a period of uncertainty and hiatus. And it is the band Def Havana. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I don't know, but we can't really hear you because you've got your mouth behind a record.
Oh,
did you say it was called? It was called Def Havana.
Def Havana.
Havana.
I like it. Yeah. Def Havana. The present
as in hard of hearing.
Yeah. Present is a foreign land.
Okay.
And it's, it's on shark green coloured vinyl. Are sharks green?
Great. I don't know.
I don't know. But it deals with the grappling of navigating life's complexities. It's about mental health challenges and a sense of displacement. So, but yeah, it's it from 2022, Philster. So it is an old album, and it's supposed to be more back to their original sort of raw and rock orientated sound after a few dabbles in synth pop.
Ancient stuff from 2022. So that's Def Havana. Deaf as in hard of hearing.
Deaf, look, not hard of reading, just hard of ooh. So I picked that up. I've listened to a couple of tracks on the Fi, and it sounds alright. I quite like the album cover. I like that. The sort of, which way up does it go? But I'm interested by this. It's called the Past Edition. Well, yeah, and I don't know what shark green coloured vinyl is because are sharks green? I thought they were like a grey colour.
Yeah, they are kind of. Well, yeah, I would have thought they were grey.
Well, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what it's about. I will get round to listening to it at some point, maybe in this lifetime. But yeah, Def Havana. Never, like I said, never really heard any of their stuff before. But we'll give it a go. Do you want me to do another one, and then we'll get on to your CD?
Yeah, come on, do some more because
we'll go through them
all.
We'll
never get through. Yeah,
I do like. So I've gone for a little bit of contemporary British folk music, and it is Josine Clark and Ben Walker's album Overnight. That light is really annoying, reflecting off of here. If you like a bit of folk rock, a bit of pleasantness in your ears, a bit of delicate instrumentation, typical sort of, country well, any lyric, isn't it, is about introspective themes of love and loss, etc. So yeah, I do like a nice chilled out album, and again, a really nice cover. I like that. I like that a lot. I do like a nice cover. So I mean, if you're after death thrash metal, I don't think this album's going to be for you. If you're after a bit of Slipknot, or Marilyn Manson, AC/DC, Henry Rollins, this is not for you. If you like a little bit of chilling out, a few soft meandering tones, then this will be it. I've listened to a couple of tracks, and it's a pleasant listen, Phil.
Who are the act again?
How do I say that first name? Is it Josine, Joshine Clark and Ben Walker?
I have no idea how to pronounce it for sure because I don't know anything about them. But
nor do I, to be fair. So, which isn't a bad thing. Sorry about the clunk on the desk there. That was my cup of tea. I'm still getting used to this new mic and the fact it picks up everything.
It will pick up everything, literally, yeah.
Yeah. So I am quite looking forward to listening to those couple of albums, to be fair, if I'm honest. I've still got the Rob Thomas album on.
You've still got the Rob Thomas album. I need to go and put this on a streaming service.
In fact, I'm going to make a bit of a faux pas. I'm going to move my desk slightly so everybody can see the album that I have currently playing. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? There we go. And it's been there for the last 3 videos that we've done, haven't we? The last 3 recording. So it's obviously a popular choice. Either that or I don't get to listen to music as often as I should do. But I think today maybe it's last day on the player. It might come off and be swapped with one of these many albums, Phil. Because that's what I'm kind of like. So come on then. What have you been listening to? Let's not make this a self-indulgent party all about Taylor. Let's delve into your little box, Phil. Let's have a look.
Well, let's have a look. Now I don't know. And I've actually listened to these, by the way, this week. Now, I don't know, did I show this one before? Did I show this before? I can't remember.
Yes, I think you did. Yeah, is that the Corinne Bailey Rae?
This is Corinne Bailey Rae. Who
I looked at buying that album. I listened to bits of it, and I really enjoyed it.
It is good. She's known for that hit song "Put Your Records On," which is kind of
put your records on.
Very Radio 2, really, isn't it? But
in the day, it's very Radio 1 because Chris Moyles loved her at the time.
Oh, he liked it at the time, did he? Okay.
Yeah, well, I think it's because they're from the same part of the world.
This is not quite as mainstream as that. She took a real left turn with this album. She went to some place in America, some museum of Black history, basically, and read all these stories of people from past decades, obviously going back as far as the slave era, and then right through, and it inspired all the songs on this album. It was very diverse. It goes from punk to soul to jazz. It's a bit of everything really on it.
I listened to it briefly while I was in the gym, and I was like, I quite like this, and I did and about buying it, so instead I've put it on my list for Christmas.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting
and it's
one.
A good album cover as well. I do like a good album cover.
It's kind of unique.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I like. I'm not decided. I don't know whether I like CDs coming in these cardboard. Things.
I'm not a fan. I always feel like I'm being cheated when they come in there.
I'm a bit of an old-fashioned. I just like an old-fashioned, environment-destroying jewel case.
Yeah, I always used. I remember I got the Kings of Leon I got the Kings of Leon's first album in a case like that, and you almost feel like you're being robbed slightly. It doesn't feel proper.
They can get dog-eared easily, can't they? Not like a proper one. Are we going to do one of your LPs?
Okay, right. Next up, it's a self-titled album from a legendary artist that you know tons about, because he obviously couldn't think of a name for his album, but it's a 2016 self-titled album by Marlon Williams, which introduced
I've got his whole
us.
Discography.
I know you have.
Marlon.
He's from New Zealand, and
Yeah.
it's another unique blend of country folk and rockabilly. So, but from what I've heard, he does have a really good vocal range and a sort of timeless. There's a sort of, I don't know, it doesn't sound of any time, if you know what I mean. So I would say, dude, I would say not that I'd put him on par with those famous crooners, but
Does
there
he have a
is you can
genre?
see you can see you can hear the influence
Is there a
in
broad
there.
genre that he can be pigeonholed into, so we've got some idea of what this sounds like?
Yeah, well, well, you'd have to listen to it, but it does include um, some own material and cover versions.
So is this
Now, I
kind of
don't know which ones are the cover versions and which ones aren't.
Okay, so is
You
he
might.
playing is he playing acoustic guitar and doing mellow
I would
stuff?
put,
Is that
yes,
basically
on the
what
ones
this is?
I've heard, it's acoustic guitar, that sort of stuff. So,
Right, okay.
um,
It looks
but
like
no,
that
from
from the
what
front
I've
cover.
yeah, so it's a mix of original songs and covers, and I just think it's a really sort of. I just think there's something about his voice I really, really enjoyed. And again, that's not a bad album cover. I quite like that. I quite like the
It's
picture.
kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of. But there he is on the back anyway. If you want to know what he looks like, excuse all the mic noises. So there we go. He's got a hat, and I know for a fact, I know somebody else with a hat like that, and that hat man is you. So you've got to like him because people who wear hats, the same hats, have to like each other. That is the law. So, but I think if you listen to this, Phil, so you'll quite enjoy it because you like all the crooner stuff, don't you?
Marlon Williams, yeah. So, but
Marlon Williams, yeah, it's
he's not like
self-titled out.
Tony
It's
Bennett.
from 2016, that one.
Okay.
So, yeah, and Rolling Stone called it captivating, and Billboard said he has the voice of an angel. Now, which angel that is could be Lucifer. But this is also another limited edition coloured vinyl. Thought all vinyls were colours because, white is a colour, black is a colour, everything is a colour. So there we go. Go listen to. I think you'll enjoy that one, Philster, because I know, you like to rock out, but you do like, your sort of big band, sort of Sinatra and all that sort of stuff, don't you?
Okay, so is he in the same? I mean, is he in the same? He's not the same category as Tony Bennett and Sinatra, that kind of. It's
No,
not big
nothing
band
like that.
music.
No, but I just think
No.
it's just his voice and the way he sort of
Okay.
puts the songs across. There's very much an influence of that sort of genre in there.
I'll check it. We'll check out Marlon Williams.
Yeah, like you did the Rod Thomas album. Oh, check it out. Oh, check it out. If you listen to it, no, I haven't. No, I will do. I'm not having a pop. But I'm having a pop. Have you got another one for us, Phil?
Got another one.
What else have you been listening to?
Everyone knows this, don't they?
Ooh, Marvin Gaye. You've fallen in love with this album, haven't you?
I've had this album for years. I've always liked Marvin Gaye since I first started listening to lots of older music and digging through classic albums and stuff. And I've tended to listen, I suppose, to a lot of compilations of him. But he's probably my favourite of those great soul singers, I think.
Yeah.
There's something about his voice that's a little bit, for me, is the most special of all of the voices. There are many great soul singers.
It's a more rounded tone, isn't it, his voice?
I think there's something about him. He's just got a certain emotion. Maybe it's because he was quite a troubled guy in many ways. Maybe that gave him a bit of an edge. I don't know. But
and left this world in a troubled way as well, didn't he?
Yeah. So this album, I mean, there's obviously a history around this. People probably know the story behind this. He wanted to do this socially conscious, spiritual kind of album. Very gaudy at Motown. Really was not keen on this idea at all because he was worried it would politicize Motown and it would damage them commercially. And he didn't like the title track when it was demoed to him. And Marvin Gaye had to basically threaten not to record for Motown again in order to get this album made. So I've known this album for a long time, maybe 30 years or something, and I've always thought it was good. And everybody knows the title song, don't they? Which is kind of like the R&B version of Imagine, really, isn't it? What's going on? And I'd say I've always thought the album was good, but somehow it's clicked with me on a higher level. And last weekend, I listened to it 3 times.
I know you messaged me to say that you
And
had listened to it 3 times.
I'm just loving it. I don't know, it's just clicked with me, and I'm just really liking the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, what else can I say about it's Marvin Gaye? What's going on? What's going on? There you
What's
go.
going on?
That was what was
is going
on,
Phil? I must admit, I've never listened to that album all the way through. I've listened to bits of it because I think it was 1Q or one of those types did their sort of greatest albums
Didn't they one of them put it at number 1 in the last few years? Didn't they? Claimed
yeah,
it as the
and I
best
think I
album of
may
all
have
time.
put it on when I was going out for a walk, and then that walk got interrupted by a phone call, and then I just didn't put it back on. But I think I need to listen to it.
It's a bit of a slow burn. It
Just
is
like you need to
basically
listen to a little bit of rock.
it's basically a concept album, about a guy coming back from Vietnam, because it's all largely based on his brother's experience in Vietnam. So there's a whole
Yeah. What was his brother's name again? You did tell me.
Frankie, I think.
Frankie, that was it. Yeah. Well, it is a classic, and you know me, I gave in. I listened to Pet Sounds and enjoyed it, so I should really pick up the mantle of I do like a little bit of. I do like Marvin Gaye. I like Curtis Mayfield. Superfly is one of my favourite albums. Is it Superfly?
Yeah.
And he was another one who he ended up having a real bad accident, didn't he? Didn't a lighting rig fall on him or something? Curtis Mayfield.
Yes, I think you're right. It was him. Yeah.
But I do like Curtis Mayfield. I do like Superfly, and I'm gonna have to revisit this genre, Phil. Still, I think. So, do you want me to go again? Do you want me to go again? Do you want me to go again? Do you want me to go again?
Go on. Yeah, go again.
Right. This one's a live album released in 2019, and this, Phil, is a left field turn for me because this is a collaboration between the Belgium classical pop collective, the Colorist Orchestra, and Icelandic singer-songwriter Emilian Torini, and another great album cover. This is sort of like that all slides out, and it's just got a nice. Obviously, I can't fit it fully because it's still in its wrapper, but there it is. And the Colorist Orchestra are known for sort of reimagining existing songs with, in an orchestra way, and they apply that orchestra way to Torini's back catalogue, which people have said is a lush, invented, and often ethereal reinterpretation of well-loved tracks. And our friend down in Plymouth should like this because he likes things that are ethereal. So so it's they did say it's a testament to the power of artistic collaboration and live performance. That was one of the quotes about this album. So I'm quite sort of, if anything, even if it's rubbish, it's got a very good album cover. Another, you know what it reminds me of in a little way? Just, I think it's the letter, not so much the lettering, just the way it's oddly a little bit like Speed of Sound by Wings. Because I think that's a brilliant album cover. That's an underrated album cover because we know Paul McCartney's done some dog awful album covers. Flowers in the Dirt for one. But Speed of Sound.
Is that? Oh yes. Oh, sorry. The cover. Yeah, I know you don't like the cover. It's not a bad album, but yeah.
No, it's not a bad album, but I just don't like the cover. I always say great album covers shouldn't date, and it just looks very dated. You know what it is? Flowers in the Dirt is the home decor equivalent of walking to somebody's house and they've still got sort of a dado rail and that 2 types of wallpaper. If you know what I mean. So, yeah, but that's a left field sort of turn for me. That's a mixture of Belgium, Belgique, and Iceland. 2 of my favourite things come from there. Buns and frozen food. So, what can go wrong with it, Philster?
What can?
What can? Exactly. What can? And don't worry, because the next one, I'm still going across the seas. It's another continental journey
Go on then.
on the next one. So what's next on your list, Phil?
The next one is an album. The next one is an album that I kind of overlooked, and it's a band that I bought, through the 90s. I bought all their albums as they came out, and this one came out in 2008, and I was kind of like, yeah, it's okay, and then I never really listened to it again. So I thought I'd put it on again. Can you guess which band it is?
Take That, the Circus.
It's REM's Accelerate.
I've never really heard of that album.
This
I didn't even know that album exists. So when I say I've never really heard of that album, is that the one with Is that the one with the single where the video is like he's like some weird lizard thing?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not sure because I don't think I've seen any of the videos.
Yeah,
Me and
I wonder if
videos.
it's from that sort of time. If I'm honest, I probably knew it existed because I used to get Q magazine and that a lot, but it doesn't ring any. But you could tell me all of the tracks on there, and I probably wouldn't even know one.
You wouldn't know them because they're not really ones that are well known from anywhere. I don't think. I'm not sure which is the best known one. Is it probably Supernatural Superstitious? Is that the one that was on the radio at the time? I think it might have been.
Don't know.
But this was a very up-tempo rocking album. They'd done a couple of albums that were very mellow. Well, they did Up. And because we're talking about the three-piece version of REM here. We're talking about when it was just Buck, Mills, and Stipe. Yeah, Bill Berry had left in '96. So you may remember they did Up.
I remember
the late '90s, which was kind of a mixture of experimental and mellow, and they then followed that up with Reveal, which had the Imitation of Life was the big single off that, which sounded like a typical up-tempo REM song,
track.
very typical REM track. But the rest of the album very, very mellow, quite sort of
not
just very
monster mellow, but
very mellow. And I suppose they wanted to rock out again. They did Around the Sun, which was also relatively low key and not particularly well received, even by a lot of fans. So
I remember Around the Sun.
They decided to rock out with this. Like Around the Sun had Leaving New York on it.
I remember the album. I remember when it come out.
They got this guy Jackknife Lee to produce them, and I think he'd worked with some of the grungy type bands before. I'm not sure. I think he'd produced other rock bands before, and I can't remember which ones. Some of those American rock bands, sort of alternative rock bands. So it's just very live sounding. It's very up tempo rocking REM, and it's very much like, the only way I can describe it is the up tempo live rocking songs that were on New Adventures in Hi-Fi. It's probably as close to that.
Shiny Happy People.
It's not Shiny Happy People. It's more like things like the Wake Up Bomb and Departure.
Sidewinder Sleeps.
More guitar heavy than that.
REM are one. I can't imagine sort of. They don't come across me as a rocking band, if you know what I mean. I think it's because you sort of get overtaken by the Everybody Hurts and all that sort of stuff, and obviously listening to Monster and I don't know why REM aren't really on my radar bands to listen to. I do have a couple of REM albums, but I never really listen to them.
To me, they're one of the great American bands because they have a very solid catalogue that's generally very good, and they have all sorts of different types of songs, and it's always kind of interesting. And I don't really get bored of them. They're just some of the songs take a while to grow on you, and that often helps you sort of like them longer.
Like Skin Tags.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they grow on you. I've got a couple. I need to get rid of them. They're a real pain. They just appear. Never got that when I was 12. Yeah, over 40, and all of a sudden you're 90% skin tag. Hey, tell you what, dude. You know,
Yeah.
we've all often spoken about becoming like sort of alt emo goth punk rockers. Maybe that's what our band could be called, Skin Tag.
Nice.
I think that would be pretty decent, won't it? Welcome to the stage, Skin Tag. Yeah, get on these worms. Like that. And then we just kick it off with some experimental punk with a jazz musician on piano. It'd be brilliant. Fusion. Never seen before. Anyway, is it my turn next? I'll tell you what. I need to find out there is actually a band called Skin Tag, because if there is, I'm suing them for copyright.
There probably is. What's next
Anyway,
on the platter?
Next on the plateau is, it was released in 2020, so another album from history,
Yeah.
and it's the second album from another one of your favourite bands. They're a Dutch art punk band called The Homesick, and the album is called The Big Exercise. Another great album cover. Look at
That's
that.
kind of cool.
That is kind of cool, isn't it? I do like that, and it looks like all the a lot of pictures from when you used to go to Sunday school, or is it Rupert, what's his name, Kipling books and stuff like that. It kind of looks like all the pictures of that, and that theme carries on the rear of the album, and it says on here that this is the Loser Edition. So this is the Loser Edition, which is a first run coloured vinyl. Once again, all vinyls are coloured because black is a colour. But it was so it was released in 2020, and it's supposedly has a more post-punk leaning sort of feel to it, a bit more experimental, and a bit of atmospheric tension is something I read about it. So creates a sound. Even the album cover doesn't reflect the sound, which is supposedly abrasive and intriguing. So, and it explores themes such as social anxiety, personal struggle, and with a sort of the tracks I've listened to have got an almost sort of deadpan vocal style to them. So, but again, a really nice
Okay.
album cover.
That's good.
Yeah, look at that. With this stupid light. I don't know how other YouTubers do it. Get rid of this light in the. It's annoying.
You have to
But
sort of angle it downwards or angle it somehow.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only been doing this for almost 3 years. You would think I would have learnt this by now.
You might have learned
wouldn't
that by now, but yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm angling it downwards, Phil. Now I don't get it.
Yeah.
You are a magician, aren't you? You did a science thing there, which is trickery. So yeah, that's the Loser Edition anyway. So obviously a big band that you've heard lots about, Philster. They've got some really good names as well. And if I read their names, you wouldn't think they were Dutch. Their names are Jaap van der Velde, Eric van Wyk, and Elias Elgasama. So very un-Dutch sounding. Yeah. Are you going to be cracking that one out? Do you want another one from me, or are you going with your final one?
I've got a few more to show you. I've got a couple more
go
to
on
show
then,
you.
Phil.
I've got three to show.
Come on.
Well, I've got a thing at the moment, Ben, where I've started going on Music Magpie and filling in a few gaps in my collection of CDs. And I've got a thing where I've been seeking out original 80s pressings of certain albums, because it's, if you want to be a nerd, then you've
on
got to
vinyl
get
or CD?
on CD. The 80s versions, because they came out and they weren't overly loud. You know, they didn't put all this EQ and compression on them, so they're more audiophile versions. You know,
Phil,
yeah.
Phil, you do know you got a volume button.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean.
I did the science.
When I say loud, I mean they make everything loud, so there's not as
Yeah,
much dynamic range in the music.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a geek, so this is one I managed to get hold of, and I got hold of this. It's on Parlophone. It's from 1988. The case, I replaced the case because it was a bit damaged, but
Yeah.
and I had to take the staples out of the booklet because they were starting to rust. But it looks lovely in its new case. It's Talk Talk.
Oh, we've been talking about these.
And the Spirit of Eden.
Yes.
So this is where Mark Hollis went completely. I suppose depending on how you want to view it, he either became even more of a genius, or disappeared up his own rear end doing arty farty stuff. Because there aren't really songs on this album in the same way as It's My Life and Talk and those sort of songs. This is how do you describe it? It's art pop. It's been labelled post rock. I don't know how you describe
or non-rock.
But it's kind of jazzy influenced, but it's not jazz. And it's all about.
What was the album before it called?
Well, they did Colour of Spring in '86.
Is that the one I've got?
That might be. That's the one with the butterfly thing.
Yeah.
That's Colour of Spring, and this is Spirit of Eden. And
so if you had Colour of Spring and then you bought that, would you be disappointed by buying that after Colour of Spring?
You might not be. It depends how arty you want to go. But it's very beautiful to listen to, and it's one of those that's kind of... It just has a whole vibe and a whole sound of its own, and it's just... You have to listen to the whole thing. There aren't really any tracks you'd pick out. You just got to put it on and go with it.
But it's not annoying art like They May Be Giants, whatever it is?
No. I mean, it's much more musical and listenable than that. It's not annoying like that.
It's almost a jazz... It's not trying to be...
Yeah, think more like jazz fusion.
Crossover.
And I think that all acoustic instruments on it.
Yeah.
And like a sculpture in sound, really, in a way, perhaps.
Yeah, because Guy Garvey from Elbow, he marks Talk Talk has been a major influence on his musical career and direction. So, and I am a big lover of Elbow. One, I've got two of them, and if it wasn't for these, I'd be walking around like that all the time. So, gotta love a bit of Elbow. Or I could just have them down. I don't suppose I'd just be out like that. But imagine if you didn't have elbows. Everything would be really annoying, wouldn't it? Just looking like, driving your car. Anyway. So, well done, elbows. Thank you for being elbowy and bendy where you need to be bendy. So, and reading about Talk Talk, I can't remember what I was reading about them. It might have been a year or so ago. My auntie gave me a box full of vinyls, and in there was the Talk Talk album. And so I read a little bit about Talk Talk and the influence that they've had on certain bands and stuff. And is it In My Life, whatever? What's that song called? It's My Life.
It's My Life, yeah.
That was probably quite a sort of well played, sort of overplayed pop hit
probably
in the 80s, wasn't
it? Biggest hit that they had, the biggest song they had. No doubt did a cover of it as well. So it's been
they did, yeah,
the best known one.
I another one of those artists I probably need to listen to, isn't it? As soon as they've influenced a band that I hold in not quite high regard, in very high regard. So yeah. So if anything, this show today can bring you is some different artists that you can go out and discover, and at no cost. If you've already got a Fi subscription, you can listen to it, and if you don't like it, you don't need to listen to it again. And then you can just leave a comment down here, calling me and him stupid for talking about artists you don't like. So, but anyway, next, Philster, on my list is another big artist that you've heard of. The album's called The Other. Is released back in the history when the world was just a small place. nobody really on it. And that year was 2018. And it marked a stylistic shift for Kyle Thomas, who performs as the artist King Tough, which, if you're from Birmingham, doesn't mean King Tooth. It is just King Tough, Tuff. He's known for his garage rock anthems, and this album saw him sort of explore a more introspective and psychedelic sound, while still sounding a little bit like his albums before. So let's say, I mean, you can tell by the cover, another great cover as well. But it does sort of, he's obviously influenced a little bit on this album by a bit of glam rock and classic pop. But yeah, it's a sort of, I've listened to little bits of him before, and I would say this is a little bit more thoughtful and vulnerable to what he's done before, you know. So, but another, I've got to say, Philster, so far, nothing but great album covers. That is a really good album cover.
It doesn't matter where you tilt that, you've still got a dazzling bit on there, haven't you?
Yeah,
However
yeah.
you tilt that.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? And what is this hat? That is an amazing hat.
It looks like a cross between a witch's hat and a traffic cone.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know whether he's collecting money at the end of Sunday Mass or something there, but yeah, but it is a good hat. I like a good hat, a hat that's just a little bit different. So yeah, but that's King Tough, and this one is it doesn't say it's on a coloured vinyl this time. It's on the it's produced by King Tough himself and released on the label Sub Pop. So yeah, but it is on a standard black vinyl filter. No colours going on here. I do like that. I do really like that album cover. So yeah, King Tough, everybody, go out, find him, have a look. You know what it is. I'll get into the end, Phil. I've only got two left. Two. And one of them I know you've heard of. Definitely know you've heard of. I'll say that one till last. Do you want my next one?
Go on, let's have your next one.
Right, this one, when I picked it up, I was thinking, I hadn't opened it at that point, and I was like, they've sent me the wrong thing here, because, as you well know, 12 inches by 12 inches is about so big. The box I got was so big, so I was like, this can't be my parcel. And then I got into my car and I opened it and I realised it was what I ordered, but it wasn't what I thought I was ordering. So what I had ordered was what I wanted to order, but it isn't the order that I thought I was ordering, because what I thought I was ordering was 12 inches and this is 7 inches. And it's the Cooper Temple Clauses album, See This Through and Leave. This is their debut album from 2002. It's got the single on it. I think it's Who Needs Enemies, which when it was first played on Radio 1, everybody thought it was a new Oasis track, because the guy does sound incredibly like Liam Gallagher in that track. And I'm sure these were... This is the album, but as I found out, it's the album on 7 inches.
So, how long is the album, or do you get lots of 7-inch records in there?
This is the first time unboxing, Philster. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-inch vinyl.
So this is an album. This is an album in the traditional way, which actually gave birth to the title album, because this is how they were done on 78. You got a whole album of records. So has this been done because it sounds better on 45 because it's higher speed and you get more higher resolution, and so they think it sounds better?
Could be. All I know is it's worth more than I bought it for.
Right.
I don't I don't know why they do it, because I would find this
It's a little bit of
originally
a
when it
chore
was
to listen
bought,
to. You
Piccadilly
can't.
Records, it was
Yeah.
£10.99.
You'd be getting up a few times to listen to that album, wouldn't you? But
Yeah, that's the one thing that I was slightly thingied with it by, was the fact
but
that
that's what vinyl fans like, isn't it? Because it's very involving. You can't just sit there. You have to involve yourself and get up and turn
it's
things
also a
over.
little
So,
bit annoying, Phil, isn't it?
that's
You
one way
get
to
that,
look
you
at it.
sit down and it's. But I will, because I've got this album on CD, and I remember I listened to it quite a bit at the time. And look at that! In the back, there's an old Renault and a VW Beetle, and I think that's a Toyota, whatever their people carrier was, a Ventus, is it? But yeah, I'm sure these were from Reading or that sort of way, anyway. And yeah, it's like I said, it's worth more than I bought it for, and yeah, I've been after this for a little while. It's just not the format that I thought it was going to be on. But it's a nice little sort of piece, isn't it? It's got its own little bit of history. Piccadilly Records, wherever they are, selling it for £10.99, which I presume was in 2002 when it came out, when not a lot of people, unless they were DJs or whatever, were really buying vinyl records. So this must have been for. Were the Cooper Temple Claws that big a band in 2002? I don't think they were. Where
I
people
don't
were
know, but
clamouring for a limited edition box set.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
there you go.
they were a good band. I think they disbanded in about 2008. It does say here, there's a little, because I don't know if you can see it's obviously a leafy suburb with the house here. There is a hose pipe going from the car exhaust into the house. And it says here that so that's a Volvo 850. Yeah? And it says at the bottom here, the 850 estate can cruise at a speed of 55 miles per hour for 18 hours before running out of petrol, making it one of the most energy efficient family cars on the road. The walnut interior embossed in Windsor blue leather exudes effortless class and a world of vanity and nausea. So not only does it cater for people who really like the Cooper Temple Claws and really like getting up 6 times to listen to an album, but it also gives you a little bit of information if you considered buying a Volvo 850. So what more can you ask for in a album apart from it just being on two sides and 5 inches
What can you ask
wider?
for?
Exactly. Does it make you want to buy a Volvo 850?
I can't say it massively makes me want to buy a Volvo 850, but it just makes me want to hear the album, to be honest.
There you go. You see, and that's what it's all about, Phil. So I've got one left, and it's out an album I know you've heard of.
I've
But
heard of
what have
this
you
one.
got? But what have you got for me?
What have I got? Well, I've got another 80s CD,
Oh,
which,
can I have a guess?
yeah, go on.
Well, before I guess, I need to rule it out. Did you send me a picture of it the other day?
No,
Is it Duran Duran?
no, it's not Duran Duran.
Oh,
It's a solo artist, but he
yeah,
made his name. He made his name as the lead vocalist of a rock group.
of a rock group. What, from the
Yeah.
70s?
The band was started and was first came to prominence in the 70s. Yeah,
So that's not Zeppelin. American or English?
it's British.
It's a British. American. It's a British rock group. Was it Phil Collins?
No, but you are quite close.
Peter Gabriel?
It's Peter Gabriel.
I've got that album.
Have you?
We've got that album together. Yeah, I've got that Peter Gabriel album. Yeah,
Have you got an LP of it?
I've got an
CD?
LP of it. I'm pretty
Brilliant.
sure I have that, and that came from my cousin's lovely wife Helen. Her parents gave it me in a box of about 30 vinyls that they gave me. I'm sure that's in there. That album is one of those albums where if you went around to somebody's house in the 80s,
It was
they either
there,
had
wasn't it?
Dire Straits or that one.
Brothers in Arms. Now this
Yeah,
kind of goes well with the Dire Straits album in the sense that it's another of those hi-fi demonstration albums. It works well for that because it's
Look, there we
brilliantly
go. They're the
recorded.
2 Peter Gabriel albums in my collection.
Oh, you got the car one as well. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, they call it Car, don't they, or Rain or something? I think that one.
Yeah.
It's got no title, but they call it the Car album, I think. I've never really been into Peter Gabriel, and I don't dislike Peter Gabriel, but I've just never really loved him. I mean, I like Sledgehammer, but then everybody likes Sledgehammer,
Love
don't
Sledgehammer,
they? And I don't mind his one with Kate Bush, but I've
Yeah.
never really got into him, and I don't know what it was. Maybe he was, when I was younger, he was kind of the sort of sophisticated adult pop rock, the sort of slightly arty adult stuff that I wasn't that interested in, and I wasn't exposed to that much of it, so I never really got into it. And I don't know whether I'm going to try and get into him more, but I don't
You're
know
going
what
to try
he's
and get
never.
into Peter Gabriel?
Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't appealed to
Does
me
he
that
know?
much. I don't know whether he knows, but it's a great sounding album. This Daniel Lanois was the producer. They recorded it brilliantly. It's got amazing sonic presence. It's got great dynamics to it. It's got great bass end. It's got great soundstage. It's a hi-fi nerd
Album.
experience for sure, and you can put it on and just enjoy it for that, even if you don't love the music that much. But I'm going to try and love the music more. I'm going to go for it. But that is an original 80s one. Apparently, they on more recent reissues they've moved the track listing because apparently the song, I think it's the song "In Your Eyes," which is the 5th track on this, and I think it was the closing track on side 1. He wanted it actually to be the closing track, so it's been moved on subsequent issues. I think the reason that I think it was moved because, or he was forced to put it where he did originally because of the amount of bass on it, and it wouldn't work on the vinyl because it was too near the end of the vinyl or something like that. That was why he had to sequence it the way he did, but then he really wanted to have it as the closer, I think. So I've read. I don't know. I'm not an expert on Peter Gabriel, but there you go.
It was named after, apparently, because I was reading about this album, that track was named after where monkeys like to throw poop.
What's that?
In the eyes.
I don't know. I don't know what to say to you. I just don't know. Sometimes
poop
I just
is a weapon monkeys use to aim for the eyes, is the old saying.
Have you got any more records?
Yes, one last one, and it did make a slight appearance at the end of our last one. It was recorded in 95, follow up to a 94 album. It's his 30th birthday, Philster. It's 30 years old this year, which makes me feel really old. But it is the new covered What's the Story? Morning Glory.
So long ago that the people who were originally walking down the street are no longer with us.
Well, if you have a look at what was his name? Michael Spencer Jones, who did the album artwork for this, Be Here Now, Definitely Maybe, did
all the singles at the time.
Yeah, all the singles at the time. On his Instagram page, he has released some images from the original photo sessions for this album cover. And some of the ideas where you would get, I think it's Owen, is it Owen Morris? The guy in the blue shirt.
Oh, yeah,
walking toward it. I'm sure it's Owen Morris or Owen Coy or somebody like that. He was going to have more of a, you were able to see his face a bit more in it, and there was a guy stood there who refused to move, reading a newspaper, and I thought it worked quite well. Obviously, you had Noel here with what was the master copy, wasn't it, or something of the album, holding it up in the air.
Right? Oh, I didn't know Noel was there. Was he really? I've not looked at that enough, have I?
Yeah, and then there were some other ones where I think Noel's got I can't remember if it's Owen Morris's or somebody's girlfriend's walking across the road. So it's interesting to see these other takes on what could have been the album cover. And again, another great album cover because it means nothing. It's quite abstract in the fact that it's abstract in the fact that it's completely meaningless. It has nothing to do with the album title or
Was it to some extent influenced by the Bob Dylan one?
I don't know. All I know is it was shot on an early July morning in 1995. That's one thing I know about the photos on the original album.
It's snowy on the Bob Dylan one, but you know the one I mean, where he's arm in arm
Yeah,
with the girl,
yeah,
and they're walking down
yeah,
the street. And obviously, then that original one, they had two people walking past each other in the middle of the street. It's sort of there's a slight similarity, but not. Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, and obviously this new album cover, this is taken in a more modern day. This is obviously taken this year because there is a Mark II Ford Focus there, and then a Ford Transit van, and then one of those London e-bikes here. And is it Berwick Street? Is it Berwick Street?
I believe
Berwick Street?
that's the quiz question answer that I have in my head, that it's Berwick Street.
Yeah, which is always reminds me of Berwick Records. Remember Berwick's in rugby?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yes. So it always reminds me of that. So this has got, obviously it's been remastered, I believe. It's got all the normal tracks on there. It does include, I think it was on the original vinyl, but it wasn't on the CD, is Bonehead's Bank Holiday. Now, was it this one or was it Morning Glory? I think it's definitely maybe that sad song on the American issue. Was that definitely maybe it was, wasn't it? So it's got you got 4 sides, so 2 discs for the main album itself, which is obviously now I can't count Philster 13 tracks because it's got Bonehead's Bank Holiday on. But then it's got another disc with
it's 13
5
tracks if you include the 2 little Swamp Song excerpts.
Yeah, the Swamp Song sort of untitled tracks, aren't they? So, but then you've got side 5. It's got an unplugged version of Cast No Shadow. You got Morning Glory unplugged, Wonderwall unplugged, and on the final side you have Acquiesce unplugged and Champagne Supernova unplugged. Now the question is, will there be in 10 years' time? Will there be a 40th anniversary re-release of it?
Who knows?
Because like with the Beatles Anthology 4, there's only so often you can milk the cow, I suppose, can't you?
I know, this has got to be a limit at some point.
But this is a inspired blue marble vinyl. I want to know where they get the idea for some of these things. Inspired blue marble. What does that mean?
I don't know. That's got nothing to do with anything.
I don't know what that
it's got nothing to do with anything
means.
in the album or the album's lyrics, has it? There's nothing in there that leads to marble.
No, so I do have down here the 25th anniversary, which is still in the wrapper. So this might still be in the wrapper come the 35th anniversary. So, but to be fair, you're getting three vinyl records in there, nice heavyweight sort of thing. It wasn't overly expensive. The weird thing was, as soon as, bear in mind, it's still available on Amazon, etc., and through the Oasis website and HMV and other music outlets. But as soon as it was released, people were pulling it on Vinted and eBay, selling it straight away. It's like, yeah, really, who's going on to eBay?
It's just mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but that is me done, Phil. That's me out.
You're
That's
done.
Me dry. The river has been purged. The bath has been drained. The hose has been siphoned. I'm all out of love. Have you got anything else?
Got one more, Ben.
Is it Taylor Swift?
It is.
Is it?
Got one more. Do you know what I did the other day? I went on streaming.
You didn't.
I went on streaming.
Oh, here we go.
I was doing some gardening. I was having to do some pruning, right?
Cheering.
So put my little earbuds in, and I listened to the Taylor Swift album that's been all over the media. We all heard of it, haven't we? But
Yeah.
I had fantastic pop fun listening to this album. It was great. I loved it. And then I decided to put it on in my car, and I had a journey which was sort of half hour one way and back. So I listened. So I played the album again, and it was great fun. And so I then played it on the hi-fi system, and I enjoyed it again. So it was all great fun, and it's just there's some songs on there that are so earwormy. It's just pure pop fun. There's a couple of serious songs on there. There's a duet, and it all ends with this duet with Sabrina Carpenter, where they sing about being a showgirl. Well, what else do you want?
Well, yeah. This is the one thing that I have with the whole Taylor Swift thing at the moment is when, and I had to ask the question of the day. It was Sabrina Carpenter's song came on. Is that a showgirl or pony club or something like that?
Right.
And is it Pink Pony Club? Pink Pony Club.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not an expert on Sabrina Carpenter, so I don't know.
I find it very hard. Now, maybe it's because I'm a man of a certain age, and maybe because I'm a little bit set in my ways, but I find it very hard of all these sort of female pop princesses at the moment to tell them apart. I find it very hard. If I hear...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know you get sort of, and I know you had it with indie music in the 90s where they just flooded, anybody could play a guitar, got a record contract because they were just hoping, they're just throwing darts at a board to try and make something stick.
Okay, but is that because people are not interested in it? Because I've come across people who can't tell the difference between, or they can't. They honestly guess what it is. They can't tell the difference between Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, Tony Bennett, and Matt Monro. Anyone who's into that kind of music would say they are all completely different singers. I grew up hearing Frank Sinatra and Tony Bennett and Nat King Cole, and there's no way that I would mistake one for the other ever. No way. But if you're not used to that kind of music and you're not really interested in that kind of music, then maybe you won't tell the difference. I don't know because
I think people like Sabrina Carter and they've got a very. There's not. I wouldn't say there's not something distinctive in their voices that pulls them apart from each other, if you know what I mean. There's nothing, not like you can put Shirley Bassey on, it.
Yeah.
I find it really hard. Maybe you're right with what you've said, but I find it very difficult to tell them apart. Maybe
it's more subtle.
All singing the same tone, I suppose.
The kids would know, though, wouldn't they? Sabrina Carpenter sounds a little bit more Dolly Parton-ish. She's got a bit more of a Dolly Parton-ish accent.
And I'm not, it's lazy of me to sort of.
But there's also the production, isn't there? Because I think the latest Sabrina Carpenter record I read, I don't know much about it, but I know who's produced her album.
Oh dear.
That's produced by Jack Antonoff, who's done quite a few of the Taylor Swift albums. And Taylor Swift's new album is Max Martin.
They all sound the same. Maybe it's everybody trying to sound like Taylor Swift.
Well, Taylor Swift's new album is produced by Max Martin and Shellback, and Max Martin is the guy who did "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time," Britney Spears.
Oh yeah.
Toxic, and he's like the hit factory. I mean, he's been around for like what? How long? How long ago was Britney Spears' "Baby, One More Time"? That's over 20.
99. Who else? There's somebody else who had a co-write on Toxic. Is it not Kathy Dennis?
Oh, she's had a few, hasn't she? But he produced Toxic as well, I think. I think that was him as well.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, because she did Toxic and a few others around that. I'm sure it's Kathy Dennis, isn't it? Who did Can't Get You Out of My Head by Kylie Minogue.
Yeah, she did that one. I know that one. Head. That was her.
Yeah. And so maybe it's not a case of everybody sounds the same. Maybe it's just a case of everybody trying to sound like Taylor Taylor Swift.
Or
A
maybe it's
bit
just
like
the producers as well, though. Is it that there's a minimal number of producers for these pop artists, and a lot of them are having the records produced by the same people? Maybe that's...
It's a bit like what is it that always reminds me of? What's it? Tim, what's his name from the Charlatans?
Burgess.
Tim Burgess on the what was it? Is it the Telling Stories album from '97 with How High on it, where he tries going full on Liam Gallagher, and it's like you just get the feeling that he was doing it just to try and sell, more records. Yeah, I don't know what point I'm trying to make, but you know what I mean. Everybody just tries to sound like whatever's popular in order to make more money, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah. But did you actually buy the album? Have you actually gone out and forked out and purchased a hard copy?
Do I donate this to the hospital radio library, or do I keep it for myself? Because this was $7.99, and this is rare. I discovered this is rare because this is one of 4 alternate front cover albums, which was sold on Taylor's official store, and they were only available for 24 hours. And they've got 2 bonus acoustic versions of the songs, which are not on streaming, and each of these CDs has 2 different acoustic tracks on. So this is one of 4, and you can't buy it in the shops, you can't buy it on Amazon, and you can't even buy it on the official Taylor store anymore because it's ended. It was only on sale for a day. Yeah,
can't you just copy it and give them a copy?
I could do, because it's rare, because that might go up in value.
Yeah, we'll do. What's it called? Life of a Show. Should we have a look on Discogs, see how much it's worth?
I wonder if it's going on, because you can't buy it anymore.
I'll tell you what, put the barcode up to the screen. I'm going to
never
scan
going
it.
To be sold again, apparently, allegedly.
Let's see if I can scan this barcode. Let's see if it's going to let me. Here we go. It's got it here. Taylor Swift, Life of a Showgirl, limited edition.
How much is it worth now, Ben? Because it was $7.99
when
it was sold.
The cheapest one.
Yeah.
And this is in the US. There's somebody sent it £15 on.
So it's already gone up already, you see.
Yeah, the cheapest one is £13.49, and that's in America. The cheapest one in the UK is £15, but that's the US version. There is a European version as well.
Is there really? Because this seems to have like federal copyright stuff on it, so I thought wondered if it was an American one.
On CD, the cheapest one, if it's the EU version,
right?
The cheapest one is £25.
How do we know?
There's only 2 available.
How do we know if it's the EU version?
Let's have a look. So they've got different.
I think it came from
Republic Records.
It came from Germany, I think. So maybe it is a European version.
Let's have a look.
That's the disc.
Cover slightly different.
That's the disc.
Let's have a look. It's only got one picture of it. Has it got the same issue number? 546, and that is 546. So, if it's the EU version, it's actually. Oh, I've just turned my lights off, Phil. I've done what I've done there, son. I've done what I've done there. I know what I've done.
If I look around the inside, it says it's.
I've moved it with my big foot.
This is made in German because this says manufactured by Optimal Media GmbH. So this is made in Germany. This one.
But if that's the case, the European version is worth more than the US version.
Wow.
The cheapest one is £25.
So basically, I've made profit already on this.
Yes, you have. Yeah.
Even if it's
in Germany, there's somebody.
It. I don't know whether it's a good idea, but I did unwrap it.
Ooh. Well, these are mint condition.
This is mint.
Musical_happiness in Germany.
Yeah.
100% positive rating on Discogs is selling it for £34.88.
Wow, so it's worth
€40.
Right. Wow.
So, yeah. So there you go. So, what you've got there, dude, is an heirloom.
I'm going to keep it. Yeah. I don't care if people make fun of me for enjoying a bit of Taylor. I don't care.
I won't ever make fun of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will.
I know you will.
Loser.
It's partly why I do it, Ben, as you know.
Yeah, I know. A bit of self-harming. So yeah, that's us run dry, isn't it? That's everything we've been listening to and doing and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about next week?
Whatever we listen to.
The greatest hits of space. I'll tell you what. Album I do want to listen to, and we should do more review shows. I want to listen to a bit of the Divine Comedy. I think they've got a new album out, and I've always liked a bit of Neil Hannon because he's not your normal sort of pop star rock,
He's not. I'll tell you what else I would like to talk about with you at some point is Radiohead. Radiohead are coming back, aren't they?
Yes.
They're doing live shows. They've also got a new album coming out. I think it comes out on the 31st of October, although it's not entirely new because it's a live album. But basically, Tom York did, they did Hail to the Thief back in the early 2000s. Yeah. Tom York did something that was something to do with some Shakespeare production or something, or the songs were being used in. I think it was a Shakespeare production. I may be wrong about that. It was some arty thing like that, right? And he was doing something with the songs, and he decided to revisit the songs by also listening to their archives of live versions of those songs. And he was amazed at how energetic these performances were, and he was impressed. So what they basically got is live versions of the songs from Hail to the Thief, recorded over, I think, a period from like 2003 to 2009. So it's all from the 2000s.
That was after Kid A, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's basically a live version of Hail to the Thief, and that's coming out on physical media at the end of this month. It's already been on their Bandcamp and downloadable, but apparently it's going to come out physically at the end of this month.
Was that before or after Amnesia? Was it Amnesiac?
Amnesiac was basically Kid A Part 2, wasn't it?
Yeah. I kind of lost interest after Kid A.
It was Kid A, Amnesiac. I think that was 2000, 2001. And then they did Hail to the Thief.
Hail to the Thief is the one with the cool cover, isn't it? It's got
Hail to the Thief's got the sort of patchwork, multicolored patchwork with all the slogans.
Yeah, I like that cover.
That's a good cover, that one. And then there was In Rainbows in 2000.
In Rainbows, yeah.
7 was that?
Yeah, something like that.
And then it was King of Limbs, I think.
Yeah.
And then it was Moonshaped.
And I think Tom York did a solo album at some point between all that.
These other projects, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to talk about Radiohead because I have a love-hate relationship with them.
I would like to delve back in and listen to some of that later stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll listen to the early stuff as well. But
a bit of Pablo Honey.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Do you know, I saw them.
Yeah.
Got shown that REM CD earlier. I saw Radiohead. I only saw them once because they supported REM.
They did, didn't they?
At the Milton Keynes Bowl, which I think
was that 94?
It was 95. I think
95.
They had just. I can't remember whether they had released the Bends or whether the Bends was a forthcoming album. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But they did do songs from the Bends at the gig, and they obviously did stuff from Pablo Honey. And I think they did. I think they finished with Creep, obviously because Creep was the biggest hit they'd had at that point. Obviously, that was the one they did near the end, and everybody got everybody going. But it was interesting. I mean, I didn't know how big they were going to become, and I was kind of interested in it, but it wasn't like, oh wow, we're seeing Radiohead, because it was this newish band, you know.
Yeah. See, I never got into it. I like the singles here and there, but I never really, a bit like REM, I think, with me.
Well, I've never got deep into Radiohead, but I kind of always have had a respect for them because I like the fact that they do this their own thing, and they do this very weird stuff that you have to really concentrate on it, don't you? You have to it's not something you can put on in the background. So
no.
Yeah.
It's clever art rock, isn't it?
I would like to listen to some of it again because I've not heard a lot of it, some of it in a while. I did hear I was watching what's it called? The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh yes,
which I followed from the start, and I watched the last series. And in the last series, they had one episode. Actually, there's one episode where they use a Taylor Swift song. They use "Look What You Made Me Do" by Taylor Swift to quite dramatic effect. And then there's another one where they used the national anthem by Radiohead. Do you remember the national anthem? I think it's on Kid A.
Yeah.
It's the jazzy one. It was one where it goes into some kind of mad Miles Davis-y jazzy type stuff.
No, right, okay.
Well, I hadn't heard it in years. I thought, oh, that makes me want
Has
to
it
listen.
inspired you to go back and listen?
It makes me want to listen to all the whacked out weird Radiohead stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to, yeah, we can do that. I'm not, yeah. Is it going to give me a headache?
No, it won't give you a headache. Just don't play it too long.
Oh, that's right.
We're coming up to,
cool.
We've been doing this for 1 hour and 10 minutes, 70 minutes.
Do you know what we're going to have to do?
What?
I think we'll have to split this into 2 parts. So if you're watching the end of this, you're already at the end of part 2. So
we might do. We could fit it onto one CD though.
We could, yeah.
We haven't reached the 74
I thought you could only get 80 minutes. Oh no, we're within the 70 minutes.
You can officially get 74 minutes on the CD, can't you? And they do push it, and some of them have been longer. You can get 78 minutes.
Yeah,
going beyond the spec.
We're all right then.
We'll be okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we haven't split this in 2, you're not at the end of part 2. You're at the end of the first part, and well done for lasting for an hour and 11 minutes.
You've watched an hour and 11 minutes, and my Taylor Swift CD is probably worth even more money now. So I'm very excited.
I've just checked it.
Yeah.
I've literally just checked it, and it's now worth $1,000. It's now worth more than Bitcoin.
With that, viewer, we'll leave you. Thank you very much for watching. Do take care.
And go check out some of the albums we've spoken about.
You never know. Yeah.
You might like it. Like Marmite. You'll either hate it or you won't.
All the best. Thank you again. Bye-bye.